guys, see here, coming to you with another update. Not much has happened, and yet a lot has happened since the last time I made a video. Why is that? Now, it is because I have rebuilt most of the building again. Since last time, I believe you only saw the opposite side of the grey hole. Since then, I have taken apart the other side of the building completely, and I have rebuilt it again following the same model as the previous site, as I showed you in the last video. And I've also done a few other things. First of all, these rocks here. Now, this is not finished. I have yet to continue this upwards. I've just not really made up my mind whether this should be continued here or not. It probably will be. The idea is for probably these two windows to remain visible while the rocks extend upwards. And why is that? Because on the opposite side, if you can see, over here we have this nice pattern of tan and bricks, and then we have these lines of brown again here. And since the build is done in such a way, mainly due to the fact that I want the construction to be sturdy, we have these gray pieces sticking out, plus the gray plate that is sticking out as well. So although that's a minor complaint, it kind of annoys me, I discovered, and I decided this whole idea of the castle being in the rock itself would be fitting, and that would actually serve a nice purpose of hiding these gray things. So the rock, the idea is to extend kind of like this. In the visible parts, this will actually be hidden in a way. The brown lines that are visible from the tray that is the kitchens below, I will change them in a way that it will be brown, just like everything else is from the top layer of the kitchens. But the visible parts here that will not be hidden by the rocks will actually be tan. So we'll need tan tiles, which I do have. I just not really decided how exactly to put them, because I want to build the rocks, taking my time with it, kind of placing them carefully. I want it to be aesthetically pleasing and to serve the purpose that I described. But yeah, that's the idea. Basically, I just will raise a little bit like here. So this whole part here will be hidden. These ugly gray whatevers will be hidden. And probably here as well. Now, this has changed obviously since the last time, because these columns, just like the opposite side, are 3 studs wide. And I'm really pleased because the original castle has 9 rows of windows, and my model has 9 as well, and I managed to do the math, everything to fit perfectly. We have enough for this archway, which will connects to the little building that goes into the grand staircase. Now you can see over there that building, which now is obsolete because we will need that building to be thinner. And I decided that I don't want it to overlap with these windows here. So this will extend with rocks. This will be moved a little bit to the left, and the building will have to end here. So I have not really modified it yet, because I'm really currently building the front side, which is connected to the courtyard. I'm not going to show it to you. That's going to be the next video. I have really interesting things to show you there, but it's still not really at a stage where I have something really to be proud of. So I'm going to save it for next time. Anyway, so since that whole module will connect here, I want to see exactly what dimensions will be left, and this will be modified and become smaller. I have to figure out how exactly to keep the stairwell that was inside. Obviously, Future's office will have to be moved. Maybe I'll move it completely elsewhere. I'm not really sure. One thing, little side note, I finally made the roof of the building, and now it turns out that I might as well throw this away. Well, no, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm just going to take it apart, and it's going to become smaller. But yeah, it actually was going to look pretty nice compared to the big rock that was before with these flatter pieces. I think it's yeah, looks pretty nice, and it's sturdy too. You can kill a person with it. Don't do it. Anyway, moving on. So this archway now is here, and it's thinner, kind of, and it's a lot sturdy. Now up here, as you can see, I have not really done the towers. I've began doing them, but I've not really done them all the way. And why is that? Now, as you can see, this whole section is identical to the other part. If you don't remember, let's flip it around and see. There we go. However, last time, if you remember, I talked about this whole no, it wasn't this. It was basically the fact that in the corner tower, I want this archway to be visible here and from this side as well. And I use these half arch pieces. Now, as you can see, this looks different now. Why is that? Because I figure, well, if we have this part here and this part here forming an arch, and this part here doing the same, that looks great. But what if, because I saw in the pictures, these little, how should I call them, like the towers have these places where they stick out, but they don't really stick out only at the front, they stick out from the sides as well. And I thought, well, what if I turn this like 180 degrees and it will actually form this shape that I want from both sides. So actually we need 4 of them on the top side and 4 of them on the bottom, which I've ordered now, but I don't have them on me yet. And it will look kind of like this, which is, I think, a lot better than this. So after I decided that I really want to stick with that, I basically stopped building that. Just no point, I just made the construction. And these parts are easy to remove, and it won't be much of a hassle. So once those pieces arrive, these here are going to be replaced with these, and it's going to look a lot better. Now, moving on to something that I've been doing. Now, this is the front of the Great Hall, or at least the second front. Why is that? Because the front section will be connecting here, and these walls, they will not be visible. Here will be something completely different. Only the door will be visible. Now, this here is modified because it will basically connect here exactly, and I've used some stupid pieces because this is hidden. Eventually I'll replace them because it kind of bothers me, but for now they're doing whatever that they should be doing. Anyway, now I have the idea of placing another pair of these doors up here, which I don't have on me still. And as you can see here, there's something more. I finally built this section here. I've been talking about it for so long. And I actually removed this part here because it's not connected. And this one is. And the next thing I'll do is connect this part to this pillar here, this column, so it's a lot sturdier. It will kind of make it a bit more difficult to display, but you can always look from the front or from the other side. We'll do that later. And we have just Peter Pettigrew here, we're gonna keep him here for now. Anyway, this is the what do you call it? Like the entrance after the entrance. It's like a foyer kind of. And these doors lead to the Great Hall. Now I want to share with you this little mock that I did. It's obviously something's wrong. Why is this sticking out? Because I don't have a 1x1 corner. I thought I did, but I don't, at least not in tan. I have some in bluish gray, in light gray, I think. But anyway, this basically completes the whole kind of square shape. And this is representing these braziers of fire that are next to the entrance of the gray hole. I've seen some people do different things with that idea, and they were nice, but I really wanted to do something by myself, and I'm actually kind of pleased with the way it looks. Obviously, the immersion is kind of broken by the fact that this here and the opposite side that you can't really see is not there yet, but it I think it's nice. Yeah, the size is also pretty okay. I didn't want them to be gigantic, and I didn't want them to be too small because I wanted the flames to be represented and stuff. So yeah, I think it's good enough. Now here I have placed 8 of the proclamations from the sorry, from the Umbridge Hole episode in the 5th book. Now I have not placed the stickers on these 4 on the upper row because I've not really decided if I want to have basically 8 with 2x2 being duplicates all the time. But I think I will place them anyway, and I don't have 3 short of these little slopes. Now here I have made I think 8. Is it 8? Yeah, 8 kind of slots for compartment slots for the stone knight statues, which I have ordered, but they are not yet here. That's why I placed these other types of knights just to test. I'm kind of on the fence whether these little podiums should be brown or maybe dark bluish gray. Probably that's more fitting, but yeah, I like the way I figure out this design with these whatever they're called, 1x2s, and then we have another, basically, I just, yeah, you can see here. Basically, we have 2x2 on top, and then we have another pair of these 1x2s. That way, what I wanted to do is for the figure to be kind of in the middle of these. It's 3x2 kind of window that I've created, and I want to be at the center. So, for example, the armor doesn't hit the back side, the front side doesn't stick out. And yeah, this is a good way to, because it's a 3 stud wide, so getting the middle of that is kind of, you know, annoying. So you kind of cheat that way. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice with these little arches that I ended up making. This here, I'm not really sure how to use it. That's why it's kind of not really finished. Like, it's nothing really here yet. And I don't know, I was thinking that maybe we'll have Nearly Headless Nick popping out of the wall. Maybe we'll have like some kind of animal there, or some kind of logo, or a flag, or maybe some kind of custom-made gargoyle. I don't know, but I've left it this way for now. And obviously here we'll create this little statue that I see it everywhere, it's in the movies. And this will be tiled in a way, somehow. I have no idea how exactly. But yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. Now these pieces here, I'll show you why they're here. And I don't have them in tan for the time being, so I just placed them there for now, but they'll be replaced with something in tan once I get those pieces. Now let me just turn this around, and we've not done this in a little while. Open the wings of the Great Hole and see what's inside. Now this is the way it looks from the back, and the reason you can see that those things were there is that we placed the flags. And I believe it looks really nice because the flags are again dead center of the tables, made sure. Now, how should the houses be placed? Should Slytherin be the far right? Should it be the far left, or maybe the middle left? According to the internet, there are various ways that they've been portrayed in the movies. Again, we're going back to that whole situation where I keep ranting about how they're so inconsistent that they couldn't figure out how to do certain things, and they kept changing it because nothing was really set in stone. And yeah, I find that really inexcusable for a movie of that magnitude with so enormous of a budget, but the way it is. Bottom line, it's kind of unclear. In one movie it's like this, in one movie it's like that, and in the books it's kind of vague and uncertain. So I've decided, look at the little hourglasses I did. From when you turn it like this, obviously Slytherin is the far right, and following with Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff. So that's the way the flags are placed. I have placed the Gryffindor, the Hogwarts emblem there above the doors with a couple of torches. Now, this piece here that I've used to hide the Sorting Hat, I actually think this flag, I'm gonna move it over there and place it here. I think that's gonna be good. This might have to be taken apart and the hat might be moved, or not. Maybe we'll just change it a little bit and this will be hidden by something else, not this flag. Still thinking about it. I have tiled the whole floor, and yeah, it's kind of clean. Now, something's missing here, apart from the students, you know, and the food on the tables. There are no gargoyles. Why is that? Because I have kind of a difficulty. It needs to be accurate, at least in my head, and there are no pieces that represent the gargoyles that I want. First of all, I wanted to use these minifigs of gargoyles that I found, and I found them at a good price, and I could buy like 10 to 15 of them, and I was just about to buy them when I double checked and saw some more pictures again, and I noticed that the gargoyles inside the Great Hall are not really gargoyles, like random gargoyles. They're basically stone statues of all the animals representing the 4 houses with wings. And then I thought, well, it's not gonna look right then, is it? If we just place random human-shaped gargoyles all like to the walls from the left to right. And I kind of backpedaled from that idea. Now, I investigated, like, there is a way, there are pieces do exist where we have like a snake kind of grayish head, lion too, something that can represent maybe an eagle, but a badger? No. What I've seen people do is create these custom gargoyles, but they're not really look like the animals. They just look like something, like, and they're all identical. And I don't really like that. I mean, it's a good idea. It works. Like, some of those models are really creative. I don't think I'll be able to make one by myself, or at least it would take me a long time to design. These abstract kind of ideas are not really my strong suit. But anyway, but so far I've kind of decided, well, let's just take a step back, work on other things. And another thing I want to add is these little arches here on the top of each column. Haven't decided whether they should be in tan or in brown. I know if in the movies I think they're brown. And once I decide and I get them and I buy them and I take this apart from both sides to place them, I will obviously dig a little bit deeper and place gargoyles. And yeah, for now we're thinking. Luckily, the way I've designed this is kind of easy to remove, and at the same time it's sturdy. There's not just randomly placed. There's kind of a structure here, but it's kind of easy to remove, and it will not be an issue to get down here. Now, all the professors that I wanted are here. Obviously we're seeing their backs, and you can now see the little cheat that I made for Hagrid, because you know his legs are short legs, and I can't really place them properly. I tried having a chair, something else there, it didn't look right, and the best way was just to scrap the chair, place this little piece here, mount him on top of it, and it actually looks alright. And he's in the same like kind of dimension row with as the other ones are while they are sitting. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Another thing before I turn it around, oh sorry, my finger was in the camera there, it's kind of difficult to place and show you without taking everything apart and forcing the camera in there, is making these brown tiles, placing them on the wall kind of the same way as the other walls. As you can see, the height there is no height difference or anything. It's like natural continuation, and there is no, I mean, there is a slight gap there in the very corner if you want to see, but it's very, very minimal. And took a little bit of fine-tuning to do that, because I wanted these pillars to be visible. As you can see, like a part of it is hidden, like half of it, but most of it is visible. I wanted the height to be right, and just basically took a little fine-tuning, placing the elements behind. But yeah, overall I think it turned out pretty well. Now I've not really decided whether I should work on the interior straight away. Maybe I will start by placing like some random food and cups and whatever on the tables, but that's something that really is not very urgent right now. Now, what's next other than me tidying up everything, because here it's a real disaster. And we can see here the front side with all the faculty members. Well, not all of them, but the ones that I decided to be placed. The seats are limited. We have place for Dumbledore, who is not using his chair, but his chair has to be there, and 8 faculty members. Now, Madam Hooch is not there, whatever, but for now, this is the setup that I decided to use. And I've decided to use the Flitwick from the first movie. I mean, this is the Flitwick that I prefer for, I don't know, reasons I can't really explain right now. So, anyway, other than that, not much else has changed. Like, I have tiled almost everything in these little compartments here, so they're nice and good looking when you pull them out. Haven't really added any more details. Same with the kitchens. Haven't done any interior works there. Basically just changed the windows a little bit. And yeah, that's it. Now, what is on the menu? Like I said, I want to change these towers here with the design that I decided. I will obviously recreate the same rows here up to here. We will connect this whole piece to this column, so it's nice and sturdy like this, so I don't just push it and knock it over. Make it a little bit more stable. And then after that, we will raise over here this side, creating like a pyramid shape. Same with the opposite side. And after we've created the courtyard, or at least the front side, which will slide in here with the gate, with the clock and all that jazz, we will think about the roof, which I really thinking that should be just plates, because otherwise it's going to be really expensive parts wise, and difficult to remove. It's going to be heavy as well. And this whole thing is already very, very heavy. I should actually probably see how heavy exactly it is and try to tell you next time. But yeah, I mean, I think this looks okay. Please hit me up with any suggestions or anything you don't like or anything that you consider could be improved. I really can't wait to show you next time the courtyard. It will not be finished, but the front side here should be, or at least a good chunk of it, where I'll be sharing with you all the things that I did. Really excited about that. Anyway, hope you find my rambling somewhat interesting to listen to, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.